Hey, hi everyone, welcome back. In today's update, we are going to check out ICP's price chart, see what is going on in the short term, and right now, I think maybe it's gonna be time for a better move on the downside in internet computer. But before we get into all that, as per usual, we are going to talk some fundamentals, and in this update specifically, I want to check out some metrics and also talk about something I would say quite fascinating happening behind the scenes, and we did see the effects of it, and right now at least we don't really have any announcements about it. And again, I'm not really sure what is going on, but definitely something in my view is happening behind the scenes and we don't really know anything about it. So first things first, let's start today's video by check out ICP burn tokens. And as you can see, every single day we are burning a decent amount of ICP tokens. But what I do care about is actually the cycle burn rate. Why? Because naturally every single day that you come back and check out this metric is going to be up since the network is active, right? But if you want to know whether the network is more active or not, again, you need to check out cycle burn rate. And where is it? There we go. Now, I need you to actually consider the CBR metric starting from December 18th. Why is that? Because from that day moving forward, caffeine fully went live. And I think if you want to have an idea about whether we are having adoption or not, you need to check out the data from after December 18th. And as you can see, we are, I would say, in like a bit of a small uptrend, which is definitely nice. But here's the deal. If you check out, for example, the 7-day period, as you can see, something actually happened in the last couple of days, and all of a sudden it caused the cycle burn rate to jump by about, let's say, something like 500-600%, which is absolutely insane. Now, I don't really believe that this was an accident, especially because you are also seeing the effects of this on this metric canister smart contract. And as you can see, every single day on average, let's consider like 1,000 new canister getting added. And what happened in that specific day when we had the CBR metric jumping up massively? Also, in terms of canister smart contracts, we have seen a massive jump in here in just one day. As opposed to like 1,000 new canisters, we actually created about 7,000 canisters. So again, something I'm gonna say definitely happened in this state, and right now at least I haven't really seen any announcement about it, but who knows, maybe this is going to be some sort of an application going live. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Personally, I don't really care about this jump like in a great deal. What I do care about is the overall trend. And again, what I do want you to focus is this: what is happening after December 18th? As long as from that day moving forward, we are in an uptrend in CBR, I would argue we are absolutely on the right track. So for now, I'm going to say we are looking positive. And I also want to say that Dominic Williams and basically the whole Definity team doesn't really want to stress caffeine. Okay, why is that? Because I actually went back to check out that specific tweet that Dominic Williams made. I think it was maybe December 15th, and he said that for caffeine we are going to have gradual advertisement and we're not from day one at least going to go like really hard on advertising. So what does that mean? I would argue it means probably, again, they don't really want to stress the whole network. And every now and then in my Twitter feed, I do actually see some ads about caffeine. But again, based on what we are seeing in these metrics, seems like that the advertising is not really happening on like a massive scale. Right now, it seems like that ads about caffeine AI are actually quite tame, and this metric definitely, I would say, shows it. So overall, fundamental wise, I would argue we are looking good. Question is, what is going on the live chart? And I think it is probably now time for a bit of a move on the downside. Why is that? If you remember, the last time that we talked about internet computer, we were somewhere around these areas, and the idea was that, well, okay, our move up in ICP can continue, and in an ideal scenario, we want to reclaim this important level and go above the higher band of it, which is about, let's say, $3.50 region. Basically, we want to do something like this: go above here, do a pullback, and then have a continuation of the move up in order for us to be able to talk bullish with more confidence. And maybe by the time that we're going to get here, we're not even going to reclaim it, and instead we're going to have a bit of a move on the downside. And right now it seems like that the second scenario is playing out. Now, why do I believe one way or the other soon in ICP, either from the current point or maybe like from just a bit higher, we are going to have a bit of a move down? You see, if you want to be bullish on any chart, you have to be able to find Elliott Wave price off of the lowest low, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside, and question what happens after we complete this 5 wave. You know it, according to the most bullish case even, we are going to have a bit of a move down. On the other hand, if you are having off of the lows a correction up and not an impulse, let's say an ABC zigzag, then okay, what's next? You know it, a move down in order to take the lowest low all the way down here. So as you can see, bullish or bearish, one way or the other, we are going to have a bit of a move down. And this is right now what is going on in internet computer. Now, if I want to be optimistic, I can actually tell you maybe from this point, this is like 1, 2, maybe the end of our wave 3 is going to be in here. No, let's actually argue the end of our wave 2 is in here, and this was essentially something like an A, B, C flat structure, and then another move up into wave 3, correction for 4, and yet another move into wave 5, and then on a higher degree, right in here is going to be the end of our wave 3, followed by correction, maybe, yes, probably I'm going to argue like a triangle structure into 4, another move into wave 5, and as you can see, the recent phase on the downside in ICP is actually quite strong. So I'm going to argue maybe this is like the beginning of a bit of a move down in internet computer. And if we want to be bullish, well, okay, this move down can be, for example, in form of a correction, maybe an A, B, C zigzag. And in terms of the sub waves, we're going to have quick move down in form of a 5 wave into a correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WXY, doesn't really matter, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into C. Now, let's go on the live chart. Maybe it's best to go on 5-minute time frame. So, as you can see, I think it is safe to argue this is quite a strong on the downside in form of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, right now, we want to see a bit of a pullback up, but then most likely I'm going to say another move on the downside in order to get to about these areas. And Fibonacci wise, by the way, all the things that we are talking about are actually in case of a bullish scenario, okay? It's very important to understand that. Let's just get help from Fibonacci's and see what can be a likely target for our move. I would argue somewhere between the 61.8 to about the 78%, between let's say about like 2.8.5 to about $3 area can be a decent target. And here is another important point. You see, in ICP, this move up actually happened a little bit too fast, and as a result of it, in H1 and also H4 time frame, we created a decent gap, and that is also around the $3 region right in here. And since I believe gaps 95+% of the time are going to get filled, and since right now seems like we are getting a rejection from the higher band of this important level, and also since I think this is going to be an ABC down and our move down is going to continue, well, okay, all of that makes me argue, yeah, you know what, our move down in ICP is going to continue possibly for another 10% in the next couple of days. Now, here is a very, very important point, and I need you to pay full attention to what I'm about to tell you. You see, one way or the other, like we said it earlier, we're gonna have a bit of a move down, and we don't care about that move specifically. What we care about is the shape of our move, okay? If we're gonna have a slow and choppy move down, which is going to take longer than this 5 wave on the upside, this is going to be a great characteristic of a correction structure, making us like much more bullish. And at that point, maybe we are able to say this is 1, this is 2, and what's next? Great move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And in terms of Elliott waves, you know it, wave 3 is known to be quite a strong and sharp move on the upside. That's why if the scenario is truly in play, after our correction is over, you can expect some good moves on the upside in internet computer. And by the way, let's go on H1 time frame. I forgot to talk about this. Okay, so you see, we said it earlier, the higher band of this important level can act as a resistance area. Also, this can be the next line for a possible double bottom structure, something like this. And this pattern is not confirmed yet, hence why I said possible double bottom structure. Why is that? Because if you want to say this pattern is going to do the job and send us up, you actually need to see an initial break of the neckline, meaning we go above it, do a pullback, and then get a continuation of the move up. And the moments that we end up taking this high, at that point, we can be bullish and argue this pattern is going to do the job. And what's going to be the target for it? Let's zoom in more and measure the height of our pattern from here to about the highs and put it at our breaking point. As you can see, this is giving you in ICP a target of, I would say, somewhere around maybe $4.50, $5 area, which is definitely not that bad. In the short term, we can expect it's about, I believe, like a 40-50% move on the upside, which again is definitely nice. But right now, again, I do think it's probably going to be time for a bit of a move on the downside. And here is another top tip for you. I also forgot to talk about this. You see, if you are having a bit of a double bottom structure and the second low is actually going to be like a lower low relative to this one, and at the same time in MACD, if you are having a bit of a bullish divergence, that is going to be like a much more important sign indicating, yeah, you know what, hopefully this is going to end up being a double bottom. And guess what, in ICP I think we actually have that. Let's go on H4 and where are the indicators? Okay, there we go. So what do you have on the live chart? This is a low. The other one by a decent margin is a lower low. On the other hand, in MACD, you are having a low. The other one is actually a high low. So again, this is a beautiful looking bullish divergence between our recent lows in ICP, hopefully suggesting the bottom is in. And all you need to see in order to confirm the bullish case is a bit of a slow move on the downside, followed by a great bounce in order to confirm this double bottom structure. Okay, as long as we are not seeing that, I think we need to be just a little bit more patient. Why is that? Because we talked about this in the previous video as well. You see, there is a chance that in ICP we're gonna have, something like an ABC expanded flat, which looks like this. This is our initial move up into a correction for wave B, which in it we're going to take this initial low and then a strong move up into C, and in it we are going to take the height of our wave A, and between all the lows, which one is the lowest low? It's actually this one. Now, why is this important? Because this pattern does actually have the potential to make things like a whole lot more complicated and fool investors into believing that, you know what, maybe the bottom is in, but unfortunately it's really not. This whole move is just a correction structure, and after our C leg is over, we're gonna have a very strong move on the downside. And it's actually because of the sub waves that this pattern can be maybe a bit deceiving. You see, for our sub waves, we're gonna have ABC into A, ABC into B, followed by a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into C. And wait a minute, what just happened here? Off of the lowest low, what do you have? A 5 wave up. And earlier in the video, I told you if you are able to find a 5 wave up of the lows, it can be an optimistic sign. So I guess the question is this: what's going to be the difference between this scenario and the truly bullish possibility suggesting the bottom is set? It actually comes down to the next move right in here. If the bullish scenario is in play, this is going to be a slow and choppy move. On the other hand, if this ABC flat is in play, we're going to have a very strong move down, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave without a lot of overlapping of the waves in order to take the loss. So that's why I told you earlier, look, you guys need to pay attention to the shape of our move, not necessarily the move down itself. Okay, this can be, for example, ABC up followed by an ABC on the downside, and this is also a 5 wave. Well, maybe these are the subwaves for an ABC expanded flat, and the moment, again, we end up having a breakout of this area, at that point, I'm going to tell you guys, look, we have risen way too much from this level right in here in order for us to be able to argue this is a still an ABC expanded flat, and odds are the bullish scenario is in play. So for now, expect a bit of a move down, but all eyes on the shape of it. And then you want to have, in an ideal scenario, a great bounce back in order to reclaim this important level and also at the same time confirm our double bottom structure. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ICP's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.